Man, purpose. What a topic. What a way to get confused about life. So in this video, let's become absolutely clear about your purpose. Let's not only become clear about your purpose, let's go into a protocol that the Akashic Records shared with me and with a lot of people that were doing readings with me, as if it's just very present on the planet right now. That will not only make your purpose become clear, but always let yourself be aligned with your purpose. So it's going to be way simpler than you think it's going to be. So maybe some of you might even be like, wow, is it that simple? Yes, it's not that hard to be in your purpose. You are designed to be in your purpose. And let me get my whiteboard so I will explain it to you in the best way possible. After this video, you will be always aligned in your purpose. And I'm going to do my best to make sure that's going to be the easiest thing for everybody because it's just so delicious. Let's go. So, the path of purpose is what the Akashic Records are calling it. It's this incredible, easy protocol that they shared with us that it doesn't matter if you're young, if you're old, if you're already retiring and you're maybe 65 or in your 70s and you want to do something else that creates meaning in your life, or you want to do something when you're still younger and you don't know what to do, or you have the feeling your job is not the right thing for you. I really recommend this practice. It came through last week. It has been absolutely changing the lives of my clients so far and of myself. And it's just 1 week, right? So why is purpose such a topic? Why it's so important? It's because when you're feeling it, it feels absolutely amazing. And humans want to feel amazing. Why else are we here? Sometimes we get confused because our soul is still remembering that life is meant to be amazing, but because the mind is kind of running on so many patterns and because we have forgotten how life really works, we tend to move into things that are definitely not our purpose. Maybe because it makes money, maybe because our parents said so, maybe because some people expect it from you, right? And maybe you're doing that, but on a deeper level, you feel more tired, less satisfied, less alive. And the opposite of that is when you're living in your purpose, you have the feeling that you're constantly exactly in the right moment, at the right time, doing the right thing, providing the right service. Sometimes you're just bumping into someone and you're asking them, like, hey, what are you struggling with? And they come up with a problem that is just exactly in your lane. And you're like, oh my God, this is perfect because this is what I do. And you have these synchronistic moments again and again because you took time to constantly live into your purpose instead of doing other things, right? That were not in your purpose. And the more you really get this very passionate, alive, meaningful state of life that just feels absolutely incredible. So why not live in your purpose? The thing is that most people, also when they come and do Akashic deep dives with me or in my coaching session, they think purpose is set in stone. Now, the Akashic Records immediately debunk that as soon as they ask such a question, because they see that your purpose is not set in stone. Your purpose is a dynamic process. In a way, it's a path to walk. That's also the most fun. It's a journey, it's a path. It's also a journey that has many distractions and many sidetracks. But if you know clearly how to stay on the path, which we're going to explore now, you will always be in your purpose. If you're on the path, you will start to feel good. You're generating energy. You are constantly getting more excited about life, about what you're doing. Your emotions start to increase and higher vibration emotions. This path is what they call the path of purpose or the path of genius. In a way, it's the same thing. Genius is just, you stepping into your genius that is completely unique to you. And purpose is also, most of the time, a completely unique to you thing that is combining couple of interests, couple of things that you combine in an absolutely unique way. So, With that being said, I want to definitely make sure this is a path. It's kind of a golden path. It's like the path that you will make sure you will be supported. You will be exactly of the right service that you need to be. You will constantly know what you need to learn, what you need to do, or what you need to be in purpose. And because it's a dynamic path, some people, for example, sometimes your purpose is to lay in bed. Now, what do I mean with that? Because a lot of people like, I didn't come to Earth to lay in bed. That's true, maybe, but your body needs rest. And sometimes your body and your mind are definitely needing rest for the next step to be at the highest energy there. It knows exactly when that is happening. It knows exactly when it needs some rest. And sometimes in the middle of the day, you can feel incredibly tired. Sometimes you need rest. Now, what happens is then your purpose is to actually take rest. What happens maybe after that, for example, you go a night, even though you still have many things on your mind, from your purpose, you feel, I need rest. The next day, you might wake up, do all the things that you were on the mind in super fast tempo, with kind of almost as if it happens in no time. While if you would have done it in the evening before, you might have taken 2 or 3 hours. You do it all of the sudden, all of it in 30 minutes in the morning because you have so much energy. And then you're like, oh my God. And you feel so excited, so much energy, new ideas come in your head. You're like, oh my God, I feel I need to do a morning walk. And you do a morning walk. And in the park close to your neighborhood or in your neighborhood, you're just walking and you bump to someone that feels interested to you that is walking the dog. And you're like, hey, good morning. And you're like, hey, good morning. You start to have a conversation. And maybe that person becomes your new client. Now, as soon as you bump to that person and this person all of a sudden becomes your new client, you feel, oh my God, this was part of the plan. This is part of my purpose. This feels so aligned. But what we most of the time forget is that that moment was coming from a chain of reactions that started with you going to bed early. So the process of going to bed early and listening to yourself was part of your purpose, because you by listening to that, you come on a path where you constantly meet the right people, be with the right people, learn the right skills, do the things you maybe your mind doesn't want to do but you feel is needed. And this protocol is so profound and so simple. I cannot wait to share it with you. So let's dive in, because this protocol does exactly what it needs to do every time, and it only takes a couple minutes. Now, I want to say that I'm going to explain it here, but in the link below, you will also find a nice infographic that you maybe can print out and put on a couple places in your house, or put it on your phone as a reminder. And I made a very short meditation completely for free. If you go into the link below, you will find that. So here I will explain it in the video, but the meditation and the infographic are free for you, and you can find it on the internet. You can download it, you can use it as much times as you want. So it's a gift for you, because I literally want everyone to feel this good. I literally want everyone to feel that they can and have the power to be in their purpose all the time. Let's go. The path of purpose is a protocol that has 3 steps. I use this nice 3-step program. Now, the first step is to ask one of 3 questions. You may also ask all 3 questions. So, the first step is to ask 3 questions. And you don't have to ask them all 3, one is good enough. So, the first one is, what does interest me right now? I'm checking if it's probably not readable. Anyway, I will make it clear when when I edit the video. What does interest you right now? Right now is an important addition though, because that can change over time and over time. But you can be assured that your interest is kind of a guiding light on this path. And if you constantly follows your interest, some interests change, some interests stick, and then it becomes a passion, because a passion is just a continuation of interest. Interested, being interested, being interested, being interested. At one point, you become passionate. So, interest is the first question. What does interest me right now? The second question is what do I feel is needed right now? Now, sometimes, for example, doing taxes is not your interest, but keeping up with your taxes is needed. And that's something that I struggled with until I found this protocol. Is like, oh, yeah, of course, it's nice to be interested, but sometimes it's also of your purpose to do something that's needed. For example, rest might not be interesting to you to rest, but it might be needed. So this question also shines a light on these things that are part of your purpose. And the third question is higher truth, which means what do I know to be true right now, or what is in my highest truth right now? This most of the time, for example, can be part of a very nice clarification when you have an addiction. When you have an addiction, you probably know it's not true for you. Some addictions are, but most addictions are not. When you're really craving a cigarette, for example, or you're really craving a donut, when you ask yourself, what is in my highest truth right now? You immediately know, okay, I know smoking that cigarette is bad for me and I want to care for myself. So I know it's in my highest truth right now to not smoke that cigarette. Part of your purpose is to get better in that, to listen to your highest truth, because you're constantly learning, but it's also about the actions that come with that learning. It's about applied learning. So then it becomes wisdom, right? So when you are wanting a cigarette and you ask yourself, what is my highest truth right now? And the answer is, it's better to not smoke. Then, voila, there you go. I have it with gaming as well. Sometimes I really feel I want to game. I used to game as a kid so much, and it's still something that is alive in me to this day. And sometimes I really feel like gaming. Even this morning, I was like, it's a Sunday right now of recording this. I was like, oh, let me just have a game day of doing nothing and gaming. And then I went to the path of purpose, is what's interested me right now. Yes, gaming was very interested to my mind. What is needed right now? Gaming was not that needed right now. What is my highest truth right now? My highest truth is that I should actually do first the things that I feel are most valuable to me and to the people I can serve. And maybe if I have time left, I can play a game. Beautiful. So then I started to work, and this is how this video is now being created. It's because this is more of my purpose. Anyway, these three questions are giving or one and the same answer, which is amazing, or a couple of different answers. So let me try to make that with another color. So these questions might have three different answers. They might have three different answers. They might have just one. There is a nice and simple thing the Akashic Records shared with me to know which answer is the most true to you. And it's all having to do with the body. So when you take a big deep breath in and you focus literally on your body, not only your heart, all the way your belly to your shoulders. And you're going to imagine first you doing option one for about 5 seconds. You just imagine yourself doing option one and feeling in your body how it feels like. Then for the next 5 seconds, you imagine yourself doing option two. And then you move to option three. Now, whichever felt most in expansion, whichever option felt most that your body was opening It felt most that it was expanding, opening. It started to feel lighter. It started to feel more alive. Whatever that option is, choose that one, right? So, in case, for example, right now, option 3 feels most alive, amazing. Choose that one as the option of purpose. This is your, at the moment, your focus of your purpose. Then, the last step is just one more question to ask, and that is this: what is a small, tiny action that I can take right now to bring me closer to this path? Now, for example, in this video example that I'm creating right now, I feel in my purpose while I'm doing this for you right now. I feel that this needs to happen. Not only this is for me a 2 and a 3 thing. 1 wanted to game, and 2 and 3 wanted to do this. Beautiful. What is a small action? I didn't think about making a whole video and everything. The small action was just to sit at my desk and to start working for 5 minutes. That's a small action. If I didn't like it after 5 minutes, I can always go and do my other plan. So don't make it too big. Don't make it like a whole mountain of like, oh my God, I need to create a video, I need to edit it, I need to, maybe create animations for it, etc., etc. No, my small action was just let me sit at my desk for 5 minutes and see what wants to emerge. When you need rest, go lay and take a nap for 5 minutes or meditate in your chair for 5 minutes. You don't have to make it big. You don't, oh my God, I'm going to spend the next 2 hours on something. No, you will see when you take a small step if the step creates more. Even if this is doing taxes, don't think about doing your whole tax year. Just think about starting doing taxes or starting to get into it, or even asking ChatGPT, like, hey, what is a good way to do taxes, to get some more information, or you Google it, whatever you please. Take the small next step that just cost no effort to you. For me, sitting at my desk was not of effort. You opening Google and asking a question is not much effort, but that places you on the path of purpose. So I just received this a week ago, and this is the protocol. So to repeat, step 1 is to ask one or more of these 3 questions. What interests you? What is most needed to you? And what is your highest truth right now? All of them right now. It's about this moment. Your purpose can only come true in this moment. Then, out of these 3 answers, pick the one that feels most open in your body. And then ask yourself, what is a tiny action that I can take towards this direction? That's it. That's it. And if you keep doing this again and again and again, you can be assured that you will stay in purpose, absolute purpose. Now, like I said earlier, this is really a path of absolute bliss. You will meet the right people, you will do the right thing, you will feel meaningful, you will serve so many people, and it's all by going into this. So I hope this was helpful. I'm curious, I'm curious if you already followed along with me a little bit like this. Feel free to um, tell me what was the step that came true to you after watching this video. Maybe you want to watch another video, and that can be of your purpose, really. Sometimes watching a video on YouTube can give you so much inspiration. It's actually good to watch a video on YouTube. But might be when you think about it, that the next step might be to stop watching screens and take a walk. That can be of your purpose. Another thing might be like, oh, let me start to implement this and let me print out this infographic that he's talking about so that I can be reminded of this all the time. Whatever feels in your purpose. Maybe it's a learning a different topic. Maybe it's a caring for your plants. Maybe it's calling a friend. It can be everything. Don't believe that only a certain thing like this is in your purpose. Your purpose can be wide and sometimes be unexpected. But this process will always uncover it for you. So this will loop. This will literally loop. It goes from 1 to 3, and then you do the action, and then you start back in 1. It will constantly be a beautiful circle, but this circle, the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. And I'm not yet at that stage. I just received it for a week ago, but I can tell you just in 1 week how this changed my life. It's absolutely incredible how many times I wanted to distract myself, and I was like, okay, I can maybe distract myself, but let me first go through this process. And then I did something, something came out. It could be resting, it could be taking a nap, it could be working, it could be just finalizing a little idea that was almost finished. And after that, I always felt more happy because I did it. After that, I always got to bed in a more satisfied way. You know, sometimes my purpose was to just be present with my girlfriend. Sometimes my purpose was to read a book instead of watch TV. Sometimes my purpose was to prepare a tea for myself. But in doing so, constantly the next step followed so smoothly, and I started to already feel the magic. So, the path of purpose. Let's walk on it all together. I will see you there. As soon as you walk it, I'm very sure you will meet a lot of beautiful people that are doing the same thing. And let me know how of resonance this was for you, and if you like more of these more explanation videos. I intend to be more in my purpose because of this and make as much of what inspires me. Know that in the link below, there's an infographic and there's a meditation that I made for you and for myself to always have some tools to bring me back to this place. Whatever place you're at, whatever age you're at, it doesn't matter. This, I'm very sure, will make you a more happy human being. And that's what it's all about. So, thank you so much for watching this. I'm very grateful that you watched this all the way to the end, and I send you such a big hug. Much love. Mm.